Hi. In September of 2022, I got the call no parent ever wants to get. My adult daughter told me, "Dad, my doctor gave me not so good news today. They said I have something called polycystic kidney disease, and I will need a kidney transplant someday, and they're very hard to get." I did what any parent would do. I dug into the internet, I dug, and what I learned had me worried, it had me frustrated, and it had me angry. So I'm going to take the rest of this presentation to talk about how technology will solve those problems and be a good investment. So let me just start by telling you that our company has traction. We came out of stealth last March. We published our preclinical data. We have a partnership with a flagship hospital of one of the largest hospital systems in the US. We completed due diligence with Golden Seeds, a well-known medical device angel fund, and we received $7.5 million of non-dilutive funding from the NIH, the NSF, the Department of Defense, and ARPA-H, based on the promise of our technology for kidneys and other applications. So let me get back to the part about being worried and frustrated. If you have kidney disease and it progresses because of diabetes, stroke, or other conditions, and you can get a kidney transplant, you have a good outlook ahead of you. You can see 78% survival rate. If you cannot get the kidney and you have to stay on dialysis, your survival rate is very grim, unfortunately, and patients frequently die while they're waiting on the kidney transplant list. The frustrating thing is that nearly 90% of potentially transplantable kidneys are discarded without being considered for transplant. It's an overwhelming economic issue. Every kidney transplant saves health insurers or Medicare over $500,000, and yet patients wait on the transplant wait list. Before I talk about the solution, just briefly tell you about our team. You met me. Our visionary CEO is not here today. She has a lung infection. Our chief medical officer, well-known in the abdominal transplant field and has conducted many clinical studies for industry. To give you a sense of our scientific advisors, Dr. Prabir Roy-Chaudhury is the president of the American Society of Nephrology, and we have many other marquee scientific advisors as well, eager to be part of this event and innovation. With that, I want to tell you about what's out there today. If you today donate a kidney, deceased donor kidney, it would either go in the ice cooler, it's still out there today, or it would go on what's called the LifePort kidney transporter. And that essentially pumps an icy slurry through a donated kidney to slow down the process of deterioration. That product was approved in 2003. You can hear how broken things are. This is a space ripe for disruption and innovation. We intend to provide that. So we ask kidney transplant surgeons, what would it take for you to use these kidneys that are being discarded without being used? And what they all say is, I know many of those kidneys work, but I don't know which ones work. I need a way to evaluate their kidney function. I want to take those kidneys for a test drive before I say, yes, I'll transplant them. They also want longer preservation times, and we're well positioned to provide that. Just last thing on the opportunity, kidneys alone are an almost $5 billion SAM, not TAM opportunity. Our whole eye program with ARPA-H in Stanford, a much larger SAM on a longer revenue cycle. For a total of almost $27 billion. Getting back to our solution, existing products today have a hibernation strategy. The idea is to slow a kidney or other organ down so it suffocates less slowly. With our partners at Duke University, we've taken the opposite strategy. We keep kidneys warm at room temperature. That kidney can breathe. Right, and when you do that, you can test a kidney to see how well it works. You can also keep it alive for several days. And that's what makes us very unique. You can see photographs here. These are not simulations. What you see on the left is your classic discarded kidney. It's called a marginal kidney. It's got that mottled look. typically discarded. You can see after 24 hours on our device, that's a beautiful looking kidney. And the quote from our transplant surgeon, he would have declined the kidney on the left, he would transplant that one on the right. Every time we do that, it's a life saved, and it's $500,000 saved for health insurers. This is some pictures of the kidney, and the point we want to make here, one, you can see the size. This is a portable device. You can see the kidney making urine. You can measure creatinine clearance. Until BMI OrganBank, those were only available to assess kidney function in living patients. We bring that to donated kidneys. This is a scalable market. I used to lead product launch at J&J for new technologies. We'll provide the device to customers who agree to a certain number of procedures, providing us with per kidney revenue. There are essentially 55 primary customers in the United States. We expect to be acquired, but if we need to go IPO, we can do that. Most importantly, because dialysis is bankrupting Medicare, the major payer of kidney transplant, every dollar of organ recovery cost is paid for. The day we get FDA approval is the day we have full reimbursement. We mentioned we have other applications in our pipeline, all funded with non-dilutive funding. Everything here is progressing. Whole eye transplant to cure blindness, limb transplant with DoD funding for battlefield applications, and National Science Foundation funding to be the final step in the supply chain for synthetic tissues and organs. So right now, we are in our $5 million seed round. We're about halfway through. That's what we're raising today. We are also beginning discussions with potential lead investors for our $25 million Series A, with the potential exit in the 26-27 timeframe. And to summarize, I have 2 minutes left. I think I went too fast. To summarize then, $5 million capital raise. Actually, as of today, we've raised $2.3 million of that. We have several $1 million in the bank. This is all amplified by $7.5 million of non-dilutive funding. Convertible notes, $12 million valuation cap or 20% discount, and we have 18 months of runway. Thank you for your attention. I will be here for the rest of the day today. I'll be in the back of the room, I'll be outside the door, and then I'll be at the social events tonight. Please come find me, and I appreciate your time.